So once again, I'm gonna look at the rules here. The first four questions is determine if the two triangles are congruent. If they are, state how you know. Let me take the rules out just for the space. Every question, whenever I'm asking you, state if they are congruent. If they are, state how you know. Look at your triangles. You should have two of something, either two angles or two sides marked. Because you have three marked thing, three of them marked. You must have two of something. Looking at number one, technically we can mark that side, right? That's technically given. So if I look at the two triangles, well, each triangle has two sides marked. Remember, I'm always looking at there's two of something, either two angles or two sides. In this case, two sides. Each triangle has two sides marked. Then I also see an angle, and I ask myself, is the angle between the sides? Yes. Which in this case it is. So I'm gonna put the A between the S's. Side angle side is a rule, so side angle side works. I'm looking at question number two. There's two of something, either two angles or two sides marked. In this case, two sides. Then I ask myself, is the angle between the sides? No. So I don't put it in between. But I know side angle does not work. It works only if the angle is 90 degrees. But then in that case, we call it HL, hypotenuse length. Looking at question number three, I know this side right here, technically given. In this case, all three sides are marked. This is the easy one to see. Side work, so that's good. Looking at question number four, technically, this angle is equal to this angle. Vertical angle theorem, there's an X form. So I ask myself, each triangle has two sides or two angles marked. In this case, two angles. Then I ask, is the side between the angles? It's not. So angle side is a rule that works, so it'll be okay. So remember, always ask yourself two of something, either two sides or two angles. That will help you guys out. One thing that people make a mistake on is whenever they see a 90-degree symbol, like, oh, that must be HL. But look at my question number one. I have a 90-degree symbol and it is not HL. So don't think that like, oh, 90 degrees, HL. No, 90 degrees and side angle is what makes an HL, not just a 90 degrees. Okay. Any questions on these? No? Then, I'm going to do examples 5 through 8. State what additional information is required in order to know that the triangles are congruent for the reason given. So I'm going to tell you that they have to be congruent. I'm giving you guys a rule. From the three markings you're supposed to have, you have two of them. So I'm going to do them in red. You have two of them. I'm asking which one is not given. On question number number 5, we know that's 90 degrees because the whole line is 180. One of them is 90, the other is 90. So that's given. We can mark the side that they both shared. So that's given. So in blue, I'm looking for the rule HL, which I know is side angle. Right, two sides and an angle. I already have the angle. I only have one side, so I'm looking for another side. But make sure the angle is not in between the sides. So I'm going to say this side and this side. So FJ is equal to KJ. Right? HL is side angle. Okay, now looking at question number 6. Technically, we can say the middle side is given. I want this to be side. All three sides marked. If I look at one triangle, I'm missing this side. On the other triangle, this is the side that I'm missing. So IJ is equal to HX. Right? Sides, when you talk about a side, you need two letters. Which two letters make that side? Now, if I look at question number 7, technically we can say that side in between is given because they both share it. So that is given. I want this to be side angle, which is two angles and the side in between. So in one triangle, I'm talking about this angle, and the other triangle, I'm talking about this other angle. Right? In blue is what I'm missing. Now, for the bottom angle, I cannot just call it angle E because there's multiple corners at E. So I'm looking at that triangle where that angle is part of. I'm looking at the three letters of the triangle. And for that angle, I'm going to have to use all three letters. Make sure E is in the middle. So I'm going to call it D, E, K. When I look at the other triangle, the other angle, there's multiple corners at D. So use the three letters that make that triangle and have D in the middle. So I'm going to call it F, D, E. F, D, E. Because I'm looking at the corner D, the one I painted in blue. I'm using the three letters, but make sure D is in the middle. So F, D, E, or E, D, F, either one. Just make sure D is in the middle. Now looking at question number 8, technically we can say this angle equals this angle is given because of vertical angle theorem. And I want this to be angle side angle. So two angles and the side in between. So the angle that I'm missing on one of them is that angle and this other angle. So remember, in blue I have what I'm missing. Now for the top angle here in number 8, yeah, there's only one corner at R, right? So in this case, I can call it angle R. There's only one corner at R. Question number 7, I could have called it angle E because there's multiple corners at E. Now I'm going to say for number 8, R is equal to H. So for angles, you might be able to use one letter like in number 8, or you might have to use three letters like in number 7 for angles. For sides, you always need two letters, right? You guys see questions 5 and 6.